horizontal line test. What is a horizontal line test? A function is one-to-one if each horizontal line intersects the graph at most one. Okay, for example, if we have a graph like that, if it intersects a graph at most one, then your graph is not a one-to-one function. Okay, it is not a graph of a one-to-one function. But if we have like this, say for example a constant line, a constant graph. Now, if for example this is our xy plane, then we have a constant graph. X equals, say for example a. This is our graph. Then of course, if you draw several horizontal line, then clearly you can intersect it only exactly once. So meaning this is a graph of a one-to-one function. Okay, for other examples, we have this. Okay, by observation, this is a one-to-one graph of a one-to-one function. About this, there are lots of points, more than one, so this is not a graph of a one-to-one function. Okay, this one, okay, we have 3, so not a graph of a one-to-one function. Okay, for the fourth one, no, sa pagka drawing ramagod na, it should be like that magod na, no. So if you make a horizontal line, you will intersect each graph at exactly once. So this is a one-to-one. Sa pagka-graph lang na siya nga part. Okay, pagka-draw. Next, obviously these two, we have 2 points for a horizontal line at a 2 points. So this is not a one-to-one function. This one, 1 2 3 4, more than 1, so this is not a one-to-one function. Okay, so I repeat, if you want to know that a graph is a graph of a one-to-one function if it satisfies the horizontal line test, meaning if you draw a horizontal line, you will hit only the graph exactly once. Now let's go to inverse function. This is an introductory part. So inverse function, if a function f is the set of ordered pairs x, y, well, we have this already. This is our ordered pair x, y. Then the inverse function denoted by f inverse, or f raised to -1, is the set of ordered pairs y, x. So gibaylo, exchange the positions of x and y. So if we have a mapping diagram for the domain and range, the elements here are x's, the elements here are y. So for the inverse, so this is f. Now for the inverse, if we have this will be your domain. Your domain will become your range, this one, so nana si y, and your domain will become your range, so si x. So this is now your domain, and this will become your range. So nagpaylo po sila. So this is your f inverse. No? So gibaylo from dr, from xy nahimog yx. As an illustration, let's have this. Consider a function defined by f of x equals x squared. Some of the ordered pairs are the following. Okay, so we have these are some of the ordered pairs. Now to get the inverse, from xy, you just exchange their positions, yx. So from -3 9, so we have 9 -3. From -2 4 4 -2, -1 1 1 -1, 0 0 0 0, 2 4 4 2, and 4 16. We have 16 4. Interchange lang. Okay. Now the question is the inverse of a function also a function? no, function bagyapon siya, is the inverse, diba? If f is a function, is a function, the question is f inverse a function? That is now the question. Remember, we have a definition of a function that no two ordered pairs must have the same first component. For example, consider the previous example or previous function defined by f of x equals x squared. Okay, so we have this. This is a function. Okay, no two ordered pairs have the same first component. So that is, so f is a function. And now, some ordered pairs are these from the previous example, this one. Then its inverse, again, this one. No, the same example lang na from the previous slides. Okay, now let's look at their first component. 9. Nabay nagdoble, wala. 4. Okay, we have this and this. So we have two ordered pairs with the same first component. So meaning it does not satisfy the definition of a function. So f inverse is not a function. Okay, so meaning it is not always the case that if f is a function, it is not necessary. It does not imply that f inverse is a function. Okay, based on this example. So we have this result. A function f has an inverse function if and only if f is a one-to-one function. Okay, if f is a one-to-one function. So examine, you can draw f of x equals x squared. What is the graph of f of x equals x squared? What is your graph? You try. So the graph is like this. The graph of f of x squared looks like that. So this is the xy plane, looks like that. So if you draw a horizontal line, mag-hit siya 2 points. So therefore, this is not a one-to-one function. So using this law or theorem or this result alone, we can conclude that the f inverse of this function is not a function. Okay, dili necessary nga function. Kung f nimo function, it is not necessary that your f inverse is also a function. Okay, so from the previous examples, these are one-to-one. So we have shown already that 1, 2, and 3 are one-to-one functions. Therefore, ang f inverse, h inverse, and g inverse are functions. So these three are functions. Because again, these three are one-to-one. Okay, and study for your short quiz.